Hey everybody, we's going back with Lars Professor to 1990. Killer Queens with this one. We fight every night. Now that's not kosher, Jewish. But I don't think Lars Pro's a black Hebrew. I reminisce with bliss of when we was closer. I wake up to be greeted by an argument again. No break. Absolutely no break. You act like you 10. So immature, I try to concentrate on the cure and keep looking at the front door. That's where the name of the song comes from. So Lars Pro, he's saying, he's trying to figure things out. He's trying to make things right. He's just a good guy, plain and simple. But his inner voice, the voice down deep, is telling him, you gotta leave, Lars Pro. You gotta leave this place. That's why the door's calling him. He's sitting there at the coffee table trying to strategize a plan. Figure out why are we so incompatible? Why don't we work? Why don't we always fighting? So he's a good guy. But then, in the background, the front door saying, you need to leave this. There's no fixing this. But I fronts like everything's hunky-dory. That's Lars Pro. He's pretending everything's okay. Even though his conscience is telling him to leave. But I fronts like everything's hunky-dory. But it's a whole different story. You don't like the fact that I'm me. I don't put on a show when it comes time for you to have company. His girlfriend wants him to hide himself. Don't be your true self, is what she's saying. She's very uppity. She can't handle a real N-word. She can't handle a real G. Your friends don't understand your choice of man. They speak proper while my speech is from a garbage can. Lars Pro can't help that. It's where he grew up. He grew up in Killer Queens. He's got the Killer Queens slag. He's got the Acanelli slag. That nasty Nas slag. Maybe listen to what people say, though, Mrs. Girlfriend, and not how they say it. That's what Lars Pro's trying to say. And I know that problem very well, actually, because people think I'm retarded. People think I'm retarded when I just have a breathing problem. How can I be retarded? Think about it. If I remember the song way after the 90s. And when you with your friends, I slide to the side. I'm never sabotaging a good time. But when they're not around, the fights commence. That means the fights begin. I'm the one you're against, and it doesn't make sense. When you're with someone, don't assume they's against you all the time. If that's the one you love, why assume they's trying to get at you? Why assume they's trying to attack you every time they speak? You wouldn't do that with a stranger. You wouldn't assume that. You would give a benefit of the doubt. I'm the one that you claim to love for life. But all I get is gray hairs and strife. You say one thing, and you act different. Actions are louder than words. That's what the Lars Pro saying here. And he's not making up about the gray hairs that happened to President Obama. You look at the befores and after pictures, and it's very clear because he was dealing with a lot. And I can play some old stuck-up rapper role. It gets foul every time you lose control. But that's not my order of operations. That's order of operations. That's from school. PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's parentheses. I forgot the E. Multiply, divide, and subtract. That's the order. And Lars Pro doesn't lose control first. That's not his orders of operations. So he should win awards for lots of patience. That's what he's saying. I should win an award for lots of patience. He's holding it in, his feelings. But that's not good. That's how bitches get killed. So don't do that. Talk your feelings. Or put it in art. Like Large Professor. He puts his feelings in art, and so he doesn't have to get wild in these streets. Patience is all a fella can have with a girl who's shooting up his world like Shaft. That's some blaxploitation from the 70s. My favorite film is Cooley High, actually. But I also like Foxy Brown, Pam Grier, because of the boobies. And my favorite guy, though, is Jim Kelly. Black Belt Jones. Black Belt Jones is my favorite guy, because he's always beating up white cops. And that goes from the 70s all the way to the 90s with Big L. I stomped white cops till their life stops. Remember that? But Jim Kelly was good at Into the Dragon. I love that. But Bruce Lee, boy, you're not going to Hawaii. No, Jim Kelly is definitely going to Hawaii. But back to the song from the main source. And my favorite part. My friends always tell me how I'm lucky to possess the best looking girl in the whole U.S. But every time you scream, you blow your finesse. Trying to diss the professor. Something, I wish you come down with lockjaw. That means you can't speak. He wants her to shut her mouth. Because it's constant. So he's even wishing that she gets, like when you step on a nail, tetanus. Lockjaw. Things have to be bad to wish that on somebody. I stepped on the nails, never any good. So I don't have to take you into breaking. You treat me like a burnt piece of bacon. And that's the pinnacle. The very ultimate point of the song, in my estimation. You treat me like a burnt piece of bacon. Treat somebody like a burnt piece of bacon is very worse than... It's much worse than when someone treats you like a donut and tries to glaze you. Anyways, go listen to the song, people. Never forget the stuff. There's good music in the past. And maybe I'll have to do Big L next from that one song that I was talking about. The stop white cops till their life stops. How's that one part go? I like that. All I got from chicks is hard dick and bubble gum. I like that part. What's it? How's it go? Got bitches get fucked on a roof when I ain't got no hotel though. I love that. Cause he just brings them up where the pigeons are. He just brings them up there, and they still okay. They do the blanket and at least some wine. Bitches get fucked on a roof when I ain't got no hotel, though. And these are just regular bitches. He was saying that in that song, I think, or maybe another song, Big L was saying that he got bitches that make Tony Braxton look like Whoopi. So, that's good. Alright. Bye, people. Thank you.